Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Surabhi and I create busy book for my 6-year-old, mainly focusing on maths. We are doing these topics in this one: straight and curved lines, shapes, 2D and 3D, touching them out, introducing them, some money matters, skip counting, number bonds, addition, concept of number line, number chart, subtraction, ascending order. Many topics which are repeated here, but we need to practice them till we get mastery on them. So that's what we are doing. Straight and curved lines. We did a similar activity in a Montessori way with the printouts and everything, so they understand what is straight and curved line already. But we are going to practice it. Again, it has one straight line and one curved line. This doesn't have any straight line and this doesn't have any curved line. So I'm revising the straight and line curved line concept in a very simple form here, and probably if they recollect it, I'll go to more complicated shapes the next time. But this is because it's my younger one. I am taking it slow with her and hope she recollects what is straight and what is curved line. This one we are doing 2D shapes. So I have drawn a trapezium and I expect her to find two triangles. So basically either she can draw a straight line and show me two triangles here, or she can draw another way, like if she draw inclined line. But what will happen if she draws inclined line? She'll not able to find the rectangle. So she has to draw straight lines. We'll just talk about this concept, that how two triangles or the three shapes come together to make another shape. Again, this is a kind of activity we did in Montessori using, the blocks. We had a plastic blocks in a shape structure. We made Christmas tree with it. A lot of activities we have done with Montessori blocks here. But on the paper, can you draw and figure out your shapes here? I don't know. We are going to see that. Again, simple money matters. We have done it before, but it's good to practice again. A heart is of $3, square is of $1. You buy two hearts and one square. You paid $5 and $5, so basically $10. How much change you should get? You're basically multiplying here, you're adding here, and then you're subtracting here. It's very simple numbers. She'll be able to do it. So yeah, that's easy. Find missing. This is more of an overwhelming thing for her. So if I do only one, then also she can figure out a pattern because skip counting by two. But I just confused her. So I have a one box. We are doing skip counting by 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. She has to figure out what comes here. This is skip counting by 5, 20, 25, 30, 35. Here's be 30, 35, 40, and 45. Basic skip counting, just taking things light here. Then we are going to arrange in order. Uh, when it goes to hundreds, confusing. It is confusing for her. So we are still practicing it. I'm just changing the middle and the tens and ones and see how does she approach. Because the thing that you check the first number, the 100 number, then you check the 10th number, she still goes by more of a mental logic or visual logic rather than what mathematic logic have taught her. So yeah, we are practicing here also the same concept. I want her to check the 100th part first, then check this one. But okay, we need to work on the arranging the order smallest and biggest still when it goes to 3-digit numbers, especially when the numbers are very confusing. I have used only 4, 9, 6, 3 numbers here. Here also 3, to confuse her, and then see can she really focus to find out which is the smallest and which is the greatest. Number bonds. Number bonds still scare her because when we are doing addition, big number addition, I'm telling her that please use the number bonds, and she's like, number bonds are so scary, mama. So numbers, it's complicated for her. So we are still practicing number bonds with very simple thing, and they're very easy. 15 is 10 and 5, 24 is you just remove one tens, 14. So yeah, we are still working on number bonds and practice more and more so that it helps in its addition later. This one is 3D shapes. I will be using my actual 3D shapes here. The wooden 3D shapes I had. So this girl of mine never learned any 2D shape after, I think, squares or triangles and rectangles. She didn't learn pentagon or hexagon, anything. And when it comes to 3D shape, she didn't learn anything. She just did not remember cube and cuboid and trapezoid or anything. She never did it in Montessori. In Montessori, we do all these shapes, right? She never picked it up. So yeah, It's kind of a new concept for her. I'm going to bring my 3D shapes out and then show her that, which is how many squares do you see. So you have actually six squares. And do you see any triangles? It doesn't have a triangle. But when you go to a triangular prism, it's a pyramid shape, sorry, this is a pyramid. So when you see a pyramid, how many triangular sides you have, the base is a square. All those things I'm going to talk along with her and work on our 3D shapes. So at least these two 3D shapes here is what we are working on. Then again, we do corners and sides anyway, so that also we'll be doing. I've not written it here, but when we talk verbally about them. 2D shapes, she knows how many sides, how many corners, all these. 3D shapes also I'm going to introduce to her, and with the physical thing, we'll talk about how many corners, top and bottom, sides, base, everything. So we are talking about 3D shapes in this one. This is a number chart. Again, 1 to 100 she can write, but what comes before it, what comes diagonally, no, she's not confident about it. And I realized my 7-year also goofed up. I did a similar activity for my elder one, and she also goofed up. But that's okay, we have to work. So this is a complicated one which I'll ask her to do. Here I'll explain to her, like 13, 14, 15. 14 ke niche 24, then this is 23 and 33. She has to go and back to her number chart and recollect it, or she can use the logic. So sometimes when I tell her the logic, she picks up very fast. So again, it's about building fluency in a 100 chart, thinking about numbers visually. That is what is the mastery I'm working on with them. It's making 100 again about fluency. So we did like 6 plus 4 10, 7 plus 3 10, 8 plus 2 10. Now I'm doing the same thing, but it's like 60 plus 40 100, 30 plus 70 100, 20 plus 80 100. Because 100 is something she's come, because we have, she deals a lot of with money. So like $50, $100, or 50 cents. So she's comfortable with these kind of numbers which are used in currency. So expect her that she'll pick it up very fast. But yeah, we have to work on fluency here. This is a number line. We did a similar activity, I think, before, and she goofed up there. So we're doing it once again. She still get confused that 45 will not come between 30 and 40. She did that mistake last time also. She did 45. No, it's near 40 only, na. I'm like, no, but it has to be after 40, right? Oh yeah. Again, the problem with my girl is that when she sees so many numbers together, she just gets confused. Like, yeah, it's so same only, na. So, looking at it precisely between in a number line where numbers are so closely placed together, it's hard. I mean, we have tried with ruler also. Like, when we are doing some measurement or something, and then okay, measure how you have to draw a 3 centimeter line. She just get confused. Like all numbers look same. I don't know what goes with her mind, but yeah. This is 0 to 100. I want her to see the placement, and this is a challenge level 200 to 250. Again, trying to see does she get the concept that 212 does not come before 210. She will just see, okay, 212 comes after 200, fine, it's correct. No, it will not come before 210. So I think it's more of a concentration issue. But yeah, this is what concept you're working on, but the numbers are written in one single line, so closely spaced together. You have to find the position of the other number. And this one is true or false, basically addition and subtraction practice with the 2-digit numbers, which are little bigger ones for her. And like subtraction, she still does by jumping back. She doesn't do in mind. So like 16, she'll go like 15, 14. And when this is more than 4 number, she gets confused. So that's why I've written number 5 and number 6, because I want to force her to read in 10 and ones, because that's only the way we can do with the bigger numbers. That's my approach of teaching. It's completely okay otherwise, but that's my approach of eating. That's why I taught my 7-year-old. So again, I want her to think it tens and ones, like it has 8 ones and you have to remove 6 ones, so it'll be 2 ones left, so it'll be 1 and 2. So you don't have to worry about 18, 17, 16, 15. But yeah, it's a lot of work in progress here. So hope you enjoyed my busy book, and see you later. Bye bye.